So come on in, take a sip, and let's wind down. My name is Christopher, and I'm delighted that you're here with me as we discover thoughtful ways to solve the New York Times crossword together. If I do not look familiar to you, it's probably because you're tuned into Crosswordlands Solve. And he's traveling for the weekend, so I'm filling in for him as he fills in for me. So again, my name is Christopher, and just delighted to be here in either way. But it is a wonderful journey that we've just completed from Bavaria back to southwestern Germany, which is where we lived for about 5 years. So we're staying at the Schloss Hotel here in Landstuhl. And it's on a mountain here that kind of overlooks the whole area, and the castle ruins are at the very top, and we're right underneath the castle ruins. It's quite beautiful. I'll play this video here to show you just the drive up, how beautiful it is just coming up to the actual castle hotel. And when you'll see, it really is. It just looks like the kind of place that would be in the mountains, and it is quite a cozy room. We're quite happy. We love it here. And there's a sauna down the hall, which we will be partaking of when this goes live. So, again, 44th day of the Gregorian calendar. We have 4 days until the year of the fire horse begins. And that accompanies, of course, the Aquarius solar shower, or solar eclipse, and that'll be an awful lot of fun. So what a way to celebrate Friday the 13th, right, with solve number 1323. I'm sure there's something we can do with that. Our word of the day is paramnesia, and it's essentially deja vu. There's some really long scientific definitions of this out there, right? But Emil Kraepelin actually came up with the idea in 1886, and we all use it all the time. So if somebody says deja vu and you want to play a joke, just say, I was thinking paramnesia, and then just see what goes from there. Real quick community toast, where we want to highlight those who kept the conversation going for us overnight. But it's wonderful to arrive where you're going, get up in the morning going, and then when you get to sit down and get to see the conversations that took place. And so Ben the Switch and MS Fan, Switch Sports and MS Fan really pointed out that Thursday Grid was indeed an early Valentine's Day gift. And whether you wanted one or not, you were going to get a hug with 58 across. And so thank you for that. Fatboy98765 shared with us how to make a delicious roast chicken. And really kind of that, simple things, the simple meals, the simple things, right, with good ingredients. It's probably the best things, right? Silent Evie sounded off on the Valentine's being 2 days early, but that was out of order. So Silent Evie likes a little order. And I don't blame him on that either. We heard for the first time from Sophia from Maryland, and I think I put it in my comments back to you. First of all, it's great to hear from you, and thanks for letting us know where you're at. Between the A and T. Thank you for letting us know from where you are watching. I think I mentioned that I wouldn't mind living in a brownstone in Baltimore at all. Right, so send me a listing if you find one, and if I want to leave Europe that bad, that's where I'll go. Big Outs mentioned chartreuse, maybe suggesting that we should add it into our lineup, and I think you're absolutely right. I've only ever had it as an ingredient, never on its own, so that will be a really cool experience. We'll try to grab some tomorrow on our way back home. And lastly, but certainly not least in any way, Lily May suggested that berets and tote bags be sold in our merch store. So this is a fantastic idea. Now I just got to build a merch store. So we're right on that. We're getting on it left and right. So let's go ahead and hop into our crossword time machine for February 13th. And this is where we look back at everything that happened in history on this day that could wind up in a tricky grid near you. So in 1258 is when Baghdad fell to the Mongols, and it basically brought an end to the Islamic Golden Age. And that's very sad when you think about everything that came out of that region, from astronomy to mathematics, you name it, right? So a horrible day in history. On this day in 1689, the Parliament of England established a Bill of Rights, and that actually placed limits on the crown. So interesting. 1689. 1972, and this is the year I was established. This is when Cabaret was released, starring Liza Minnelli. Yeah, Liza Minnelli. So, lastly, 1996, Death Row Interscope Records releases rapper Tupac Shakur's fourth studio album, and it was the last album that was produced while he was alive. So, with that said, let's go ahead and jump into our grid here, and we will get started. Gotta get myself together a little bit here, right? I think we covered all of our bases, and so we have org with checkpoints, and maybe TSA. Sorry, I've been on the road all day. It's been running around, and just kind of got to relax. Maybe just a little bit of this will help. A widget. Is this a Y? Casual assent. Could be a yep, or something like that, maybe. I don't know. Lundi blank, festive Monday observance in New Orleans. That would be Lundi Gras. Okay, fine. I got something going here. And many Bonnie Bairn. Well, we must be talking of a loss. A loss. So, bonkers. Okay, let's go back to our widget here. I think this could be a thingy. I've asked this before, if there's any other words that you know. I can think of who's-he, what's-it. I can think of whatchamacallit, thingamajig, thingamabob, yeah. Yeah, those are the things I can think of. Doodads. Yeah, doodads, right. And we got thingies. We got thingies now, right? And I wonder how many there actually are out there. Guarded. Okay, we are guarded, are we? Abso-freaking-lutely. Okay, I don't want to jump the gun here. It's a Friday grid. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But one with a burning passion. Is that a P? Poke accompaniment at some or at times. I don't know. But I really want to say this is a pyro. You know, like a pyromaniac. So I'm just kind of wanting to line up hell yeah here because I have a feeling that's where we're trying to go with it. And I have no way of really knowing, but that's kind of the whole point. Bishop's locale. Tiny nation claiming over 1,700 years of self-governance. Cold drinks often topped with evaporated milk. Okay, we got a bit of a grid here today. We've got ourselves some challenge going on. I kind of like that. So skating venue, we got a blank, probably an ice arena. I don't think I've ever considered it mentioned or called that before. But the bishop's locale is probably the Holy See, and that means this is a psst, psst. And this is going to hit me, this tiny nation. I know this. I can almost describe the flag. Just don't know. Guarded could be secure. So we're finally getting somewhere here. So it looks like bonkers is nutso. And it's handled at the bar, could be an ale tap. So we did have a yep. Not a bad guess, Christopher. Not bad at all. A little sore say. Okay. Went after saves for later in a way. Yeah, all right. Ones who don't believe in global revolutions. Okay, so these must be flat earthers. We have them in the family. I mean, it's become a thing, and it's really interesting. Very hits counterpart. Well, that makes me a little nervous. It should maybe be like a miss, maybe a hit and miss. I don't know. 1976 Fleetwood Mac hit said to be inspired by a Welsh witch, and I kid you not, this was playing in the lobby when we just checked in. We were getting our robes for the sauna. Rhiannon, remember, sweetheart?
I do remember.
It was crazy. But what are the chances? Visitor to a fertility clinic. Yeah, it's become something of a commonplace banality for something we were just talking about or what have you, to just be in the grid that day. But then again, I mean, there's a lot of words. We talk a whole lot. That must be it. There's a whole lot of words in the grids too. So visitor to a fertility clinic, maybe. We got an E. We've got the room. Let's go ahead and just take a chance on egg donor and then quickly go and try to check ourselves. Sped right through the stop signal. Maybe ran a light. It's not ever lost on me that after you've been doing these for a very long time, that you can just tell what would fit in the space. It's still mind-blowing to me. Director Coppola of 2024 is The Last Showgirl. I think that's Gia. Not seen that yet. Read about it, though. So hits counterpart. Maybe we're talking blackjack. Maybe just stay. I'll stay. Or hit me. Okay, so an historic event the French called Le Jour J. And that would be D-Day. If that's Le Jour J, the day J, it's a little backwards compared to English, but D-Day is, the D in D-Day just stands for the day, and so Le Jour J is the J from jour for, so basically J-Day, basically, right, you know? And/or actor blank Luna, and I think this is Diego. And okay, we're solidly taking care of the northwest and maybe the southeast corners. I don't know. Canyon with a much hiked section called the Narrows, and that would be Zion, I think. Alphabetically, last nutrient in a multivitamin. Often, well, I can tell right now that my Shotzi would kill me if I didn't put in zinc, because I got to have mine. She's a nurse. And I'm a hospital administrator, which means absolutely nothing compared to being a nurse. So we take our zinc. Ferruginous pigment. All right, so iron. So rust, sienna. Got it. Just takes me a minute to work through my head. Spots could be ads. Let's see how those line up, because I'm feeling pretty good about this corner. Close with, maybe close with, in good with. Okay. And girl, and puts down scorns. Well, speaking of girls and scorns, I think we're talking hell hath no fury like a woman scorned is the old adage, and I don't think there's anything that's ever been said that's more true. A little sore. So you kind of see that could be like a miffed, right? You know, if this is a D, longtime teammate of Derek Jeter familiarly would be A-Rod. And if you've heard me talk about this before, I met him back in 2008 at a thing. I was in the Army, and I went to some reception where they were honoring people that had been to Iraq on multiple occasions. And then I met A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. And he friended me on Facebook, and I'm still friends with him on Facebook. It's kind of cool. I mean, really, yeah. Shoe shaping tools. Oh gosh, what are these things? I'll get to that later, but it's okay. That D at the end tells me this could be miffed. We've got like past tense there. Sharp wind. I don't know. A red plastic one might be one on Halloween. Interesting. Group of reps. Poem so beloved by Abraham Lincoln that he carried it in his pocket and memorized it. I think we're looking for The Raven from Edgar Allan Poe, but I didn't have to. I've studied Lincoln pretty intensely, and I know he was also a fan of another poem, and I'm trying to remember the name of it now. But this, yeah, he was definitely an Edgar Allan Poe fan. It's what you should take in brief. Maybe this is recommended daily allowance. Maybe. I mean, we got to do some guessing in this one. This is a rough roll. This is a rough rolling Friday. Catches. Seriously. And really fancy. Is that a C? Mythological figure who turns men into pigs. Yeah, that's what it is. I think we got Circes, if I'm spelling it correctly. Mythological figure. So Circe. Maybe I was thinking of Game of Thrones. Clear a sentence could be to erased. And what did Arnold Schwarzenegger say in that movie? Yeah, you have been erased. And so pop up could be to arise. Now I feel like I have no control. The aircraft has gotten in front of me. I'm not flying it, it's flying me. So someone singing something. Arise, that's where I went wrong. So this is probably something in the way she moves. A beetle with an eye. And not sure about that cold drink. Blinkers could be eyes. That lines up. Gives a wave. Maybe says hi, perhaps. And so these might be Thai. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't drink tea that much. Sharp wind. And so this looks like a fire hat. And that tells me that what we're probably looking at here is a fife. The little flute that's super, yeah, that's true. Sharp wind. Interesting. Thumbs down from me. And let's see. Shoe shaping tools could be lasts. This could be a lived experience. And went after saves for later. Tiny nation. San Marino. I was kind of going down that road, but I wasn't quite sure. So went after could be tailed. Dating qualifier. Teammate of Cupid in a visit from St. Nicholas. Oh, gosh, that was a tough one. Really fancy. Could be to covet. All right. So we're getting there little by little. Seriously. No lie. Try it. Ugh. The 14.54 karat Apollo Blue as an example, which sold for more than 42 million in 2017. Guess this is an earring. And I think the 14.54 carat tells me it's probably a diamond. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm a little out of my comfort zone. I'm sitting in a hotel room lounge chair. It's working, you know. But if the volume's not, if the sound's not that great a quality, I'm sorry. I mean, I tried to pack as much stuff as I could. So went after, I'm thinking tailed, so it could be just tailed here. I want to try to make sure what we're doing is everything's lining up. So a Thai iced teas, maybe? They don't give you the full picture. I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to spell this. I'm just trying to remember how to spell this name. She turns men into pigs. It's a Greek thing. I don't know. Say they don't give you the full picture of movie trailers. And I've come a long way in memorizing all of my Circe. Okay, with an I-R. Got it. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. All right. I've come pretty far in my memorizing all of the Greek and the Roman gods, but sometimes one slips through the cracks. It's pretty easy. I'm still trying to remember half the time the name of Thor's hammer, so, you know, it happens. Catches could be nabs, and offerings at a reception could be toasts. Okay, and Cheryl Blank, author of the 2013 bestseller Lean In, and I think this is Sheryl Sandberg. And I vote no. So a group of reps at the gym say could be a set. That's pretty clever also. I'm just trying to make sure that everything is lining up. What I don't want to have to do is go back and find the error where I fat-fingered something. Teammate of Cupid in a visit. So maybe Comet. Maybe that's what we're looking for. And that for our dating qualifier would be a circa. And saves for later in a way, TiVos. Is TiVo still a thing? I don't know. The last time I even heard of it, it was in that Tropic Thunder movie where they went to Vietnam. Like Ben Stiller and and Iron Man was there. Yeah, and like I think their manager was like played by the guy from Austin, Texas, Matt McConaughey, who's always like, yeah, I just mostly sit around and just do sit-ups all the time. That's what I do. I do sit-ups and I brush my teeth a lot. That's what I do. So, and the ladies like me and all that. That guy, Matt McConaughey, he was in there. Spiritual sustenance could be manna. Let's finish it. From heaven, right? Yeah. Goddess often depicted with peacocks. Now, that would be Hera. See, I'm reclaiming some of my ethos here. Assuming I'm right. So, le contraire de après. So, the opposite of before would be avant. Or not before. Après, after. Après ski. Avant is before. So, how the Quran is written, and that would be in Arabic. Shukran. Let's see. Provincetown catch. Scrod, maybe? Blank eye, negative reply. Nor I? That would give me my scrod, but that could be confirmation bias, so we'll wait. Word with guitar or go, maybe solo? Maybe. Like some breath could be baited. And I think we do have a scrod. So at least I checked myself on the confirmation bias. That's a sign of good things. And nor I looks like it's working. Birds whose name comes from the Latin word for golden, and that would be orioles. Okay, so one's offering cheap shots. Polite, friendly stereotype from the Midwest. Oh, how about Minnesota nice? Yeah, and ooh, good on you. Somebody that I'm connected to via the soul just got a medium pips, so good on her. So I think one's offering cheap shots would be dive bars. I really thought that might be a diva or something in there that I just didn't get. Research scientist jotting could be a lab note, maybe. And what do we have here? Honolulu, thank you, would be a mahalo. Mahalo. And council for short. How about the American Bar Association? How do we do, Bob? Okay, yeah. I'm sitting here in a new environment, kind of not typing comfortably as I normally would. Drinking out of hotel room wine glasses, which basically are shot glasses for me. And in a new environment. So I'm not in my comfort zone, but this is a good thing. This was a tough one. This was a tough grid. Yeah, this was not an easy run here at all whatsoever. It was, but the thing about these is that when you get your aha moments, right, it makes it even more worthwhile, like, oh my gosh, that was an awesome grid. It really strained my brain, but it was good stuff, right, and so I really absolutely love that. This was just a fabulous grid all the way around. And so, what a gorgeous construction. Not one single thing in here was inelegant whatsoever. It was all just beautiful. Very challenging. So much so that, for me, in my level of solve skill, it was almost as if I was doing like a Saturday. It felt like a Saturday. Now, what does that mean for tomorrow? Probably means that tomorrow we're gonna have a Valentine themed grid, maybe, since we had one on Thursday, and then it was a clever one yesterday. That was probably didn't make the Valentine's Day grid because it was a little on the easier side, but that could have been enhanced with tougher cluing. So I'm not sure if they only received one, or if we're going to get a real doozy for tomorrow that's also Valentine's Day oriented. I'm not sure. But all in the whole, beautiful grid. So we'll go ahead and bring down our Benny or Dad Do, and I'll try to act like I'm relaxed for a second. No, I'm not, because I don't want to be too far from the microphone. I'm telling you, I'm all contorted here. But, so good things are coming. And good things are coming because of all of you, and I appreciate it. I would appreciate it if you could give me a like, and if you haven't subscribed, I would like that too. I really would. And we're trying to work out some ideas, some concepts for the merch store piece. And when we get those ideas together, if we come to a crosswords where we don't really know, we're standing there at those crossroads and we don't know what we're going to do, probably just put it out for a vote and let you decide how you would have us handle something like that. So be looking for those in the community posts that show up as a vote button, and have a part in that. Otherwise, we're going to be working feverishly to get good locally sourced wherever we happen to be at the time. Like right now, we're in Germany. We're in Bavaria. We've been here in Germany for many years now. 7 years. We're in our 7th year. And so we'll be trying to find something that we can local source that won't be a lot of money, right? We don't want we don't want people to, we don't want to be a burden. We just want we want to have fun, all of us together, right? So that's a really big deal. So tomorrow morning, we will get up and we will go do some shopping and hang out in Kaiserslautern, one of our favorite little places. We lived there for 3 years, and then we'll be getting on the road. And then along the way, Shotzi's going to start reading out clues, and I'm going to do my best to blind solve a Saturday crossword puzzle while driving and not looking at the grid. We do this on occasion, and it's always quite a challenge when you're trying to build the grid in your brain. It's a crazy thing. So looking forward to that. Until then, until we see you for Saturday when we get back to the studio and upload that grid. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. Arrivederci. Que tengas unos lindo días. Annyeonghaseyo. Masalamati. Hengaplai. And Kemcho. Be well out there. Take care of one another. And most importantly, take care of yourself. And remind all your friends that it's a lot easier to be caring and loving than it is to be hateful. Cheers.